Ladies and gentlemen, Xandrew Production presents Iron Drew?
Whoa, whoa, hi. Hi. I was just trying out my new Iron Man gauntlet. Well, let's just get this video started then, shall we? Okay, for this video, I'm gonna show you a tutorial of how I make my swords. What I do for swords is that I will first come up with an idea. I buy the material.
What I use is size half PVC piping, PVC piping fittings, PVC cement glue, cardboard boxes of any oh my gosh, that's heaven. Cardboard boxing from soda boxes.
And a lot, I repeat, a lot of duct tape. And electrical tape, depending on what you want. And then I just make it.
Alright, what I do first is that I compare normal swords with what I have for like an idea design. I mark the spots where I want to cut them. I'm using right now a Victor 003 PVC pipe cutter. I'm comparing the size for the next sword to make. I'm sure I'm probably going to edit out that one just for time clarity. Hey look, I'm using the cutters again. Cool. Those are the blades. Those are the blades. Right now I'm comparing the size to my hand of how big the sword's going to be. And then I mark it with a marker, permanent marker. And then use the cutters to cut, you know. Because that's what cutters do, they cut. And then I try to make a duplicate of the same handle. Try to compare its size. This is mostly guesswork is what I'm doing right here. So, sometimes my swords come out pretty good, but there are times where if it's a rush order, I might not do very good. But I'm hoping that these swords will actually turn out well. The handles, and this is where it's a little interesting. I'm using the handles for the sidebars of the sword, and then marking them to make sure that they're the right size. And again, guesswork here, that I'm just trying to compare size here of, is that gonna look good? Is this gonna be... Like I said, this is mostly guesswork. That's pretty much the idea of what's going on here with my swords. Okay, that's one down so far. And then I get to the other sword. Do the same process again. If you've noticed so far, I'm pretty much speeding through the whole thing so that you guys can get an idea of what the heck I'm doing. Swords are mostly from guesswork and just for fantasy ideas. So, hopefully I can get better futuristic ideas for each sword idea that I come up with. Sadly, I can't come up with a tutorial for the swords that I recently made. That'd be pretty fun. Now, here's an oversight that I missed. The compare size of both hand-sided swords to be equal. Soda cardboard boxes, and then I cut up the parts I want for my blades. And yes, if you've noticed, I've sped up this one and edited out some scenes just for clarification. I grab the blade parts I want, and then I'm comparing size with the sword I've got right now. Also, to hint out, I have not applied the PVC cement glue yet. This, however, shows that I already did. And now we get to the part where we use the power of duct tape! And look at that! More duct tape! Just to let you know, I'm pretty bored at this myself. I could try to make a interesting comment right now, but... And look, I did the same thing for the second blade. Neat. Oh, and apparently, after all that time, I actually did, finish the blades, cement glue. It usually takes like an hour or two to dry up. Next, I fit the blade over the sword. And I'm using duct tape to, like, make sure to center it, and it won't move. Ah, and here's the point where I start from the top, and then, make the blade look like it has a sharp end. Once again, the power of duct tape to cover the end. Alright. Now the swords are done being a part of the swords, if you know what the heck I'm talking about. Oh, another product I forgot to mention to add on. What I'm using right now is PVC piping foam. I don't know what size it is, but I usually use those for sword handles or... yeah, sword handles. Or other handle materials for other weapons, which I'll get to some other time in the past. Later. And next I'm using electrical tape. It doesn't matter what color it is. I'm using blue just to make the look, Man, can you imagine if I can actually do that in real time? That'd be very helpful for me. Next, I'm using Gorilla Duct Tape, which is very handy, to be perfectly honest. I've only used it a couple of times, and I'm definitely seeing results of how good this stuff is. I'm using this to hold down the sword with the PVC piping, so that way it has extra strength. And then I'm using duct tape to cover it up so that it doesn't look weird. You need a lot of duct tape. You need a lot of duct tape to, well, cover up some of the mistakes or cover up some of the other work that's been placed on this thing. You know, I did do the second one around this time too, just for time clarification. And now I'm using gold duct tape. Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm using gold duct tape to decorate the handle, or the side things again. What I do first is that I get some squares of gold duct tape and place them on the sides. And then I just, well, use up the best I can with this gold duct tape, covering up any blemishes or... Also, what you should know is that when you're using decorative duct tape, use every good bit that you can, as shown here. And now for the final part of this. I now cover the end of the sword blade with silver duct tape, or chromium duct tape, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it silver duct tape because it's more silver than the silver I have. It's more like gray duct tape anyway. Alright, then I finish the blades, I finish the blades look with silver duct tape. I cover all the ends so that I can actually look like an actual blade. I don't know how actual it looks, but still. And yes, I did do the second blade this way too.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Even though the video was pretty vague on what was going on, I'm sure hopefully you got the picture on what to do. Until next time, see you around. Oh, hi, hey. Well, let's just get over this video already. Okay, the first thing you would need is PVC piping, its joints, what else? PVC cement glue. That works really well if you want to keep that stuff stable and hard for a long time.